Hi, I'm Sheila Guillotine, and this is the Simsbury Woman. Miss Amazing is a pageant for girls and women with disabilities. It all began in 2007 in Omaha, Nebraska, when Jordan Summer was a 13-year-old girl volunteering with the Special Olympics. Jordan wanted to create something that would highlight the special talents of girls and women with disabilities. She took the concept of the beauty pageant and refined it to make it accessible and empowering for young women who had never had the opportunity to showcase what they can do. And it is quite amazing. The first pageant was held in November 2007. The inaugural event inspired others to recognize and celebrate a group of remarkable women. In 2013, the first national event was held. By 2015, the idea had spread to 23 states, including Connecticut. The Connecticut State Pageant began in 2014. 3 queens were crowned that year, and 2 of them went on to participate in the national pageant in Los Angeles. Today, I'm delighted to welcome Rachel Marks, Miss Amazing Junior of 2018. She is a Simsbury resident and is joined by Marsha Chadwell, co-chairman of the Connecticut Miss Amazing pageant. Marsha, we'll talk to you first. Could you give us a little history of the Miss Amazing pageant as it came to Connecticut and how you came to be involved?
Well, I became involved when I helped Margot Mealy, who became the national queen in 2016. And I helped her to get to that point by helping her with her pageantry and her desire to want to be a part of a sisterhood. And that is what Miss Amazing is about, is creating a sisterhood with different queens and different girls and building relationships that normally would not have been built. And so that's how I became of it. I did many years in Special Olympics, and when I found out about Miss Amazing, it was amazing.
It is. Rachel, one of the things you told me when we spoke on the phone, which made a very strong impression with me, when you talked about other people in the pageant, you talk about sister queens. Now, what does that mean to you?
Well, Sister Queens, it's a sisterhood of people who have been the Miss Amazing Queens. We have Chelsea, who's our teen queen. We have my friend Ivy, who's the preteen queen, and I'm the junior Miss Queen.
Okay.
And we're all a big sisterhood.
Oh, that's nice. So, Marsha, this is actually one of the goals of Miss Amazing, is rather than a competition, it's really a support group to allow women who might normally not even be noticed to support each other and to make and connect with good friends.
Yes, so there are so many women and girls with disabilities out there that don't have a way to connect with other women and girls with disabilities, to just talk about what their disabilities are and how they are dealing with everyday things like going to work and going to school and what their aspirations are. And so by coming and going into this pageant, it's not just a pageant, it's an event where girls and women can come together and they can do different things, but at the same time, they're growing friendships. They're connecting with people they would not normally connect on a daily basis.
Which is really the most important part of it.
Yes.
But it is still kind of like a pageant because you do all of the same things that you would think of. And so what kind of things did you do, Rachel? We know that you're a singer, and I was very impressed to learn that you wrote the song that you sang for your competition.
Well, I'm a singer, but we also had the interview part and the formal wear.
Oh, I bet that was fun.
And the on-stage introduction.
So girls can do whatever talent they have.
Yeah,
so it could be
it's
it could be anything. Okay, that's nice. How many people participated in Miss Connecticut this year, do you know?
This year we had 20 participants aging from 5 to 30.
Okay.
And we're hoping to grow that number. We have different categories, and so during those categories you always get crowned, you always get a sash, you always get that feeling that you've won. And in 6 of the divisions, we have one girl that's selected to go to nationals.
Okay, so the divisions are based on what?
Age.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so we have 6 different divisions aged from 10 to 35, and those are our aging or our crowning positions to go to nationals.
Okay.
So before that is called our rising stars, and after 35 is our shooting stars. Okay. And so you still get to participate, and even if you've won in the past or you haven't won in the past, you can always participate every year. We always welcome that, because this isn't just about winning. It's about getting together with your friends. It's about getting together with your sisters. It's about going into community involvements. It's about helping to grow the name and the word.
That's wonderful. So what kinds of things are you doing, and do the queens help you in terms of getting the word out there? I mean, I know Rachel got in touch with us herself, which was very helpful. And as I recall, you were going to nationals this year, weren't you?
Yeah, I did. I didn't win, but I still had a fun time. I was very upset that I didn't win.
Oh.
But I'm going to come back next year as a volunteer helping other people my age and younger with disabilities.
Okay, now could you, as you age, can you move into another category? Or do you always stay in the category you started in?
No, you kind of age out. I'm the junior Miss Queen, and that's ages 20 through 23.
Okay.
And I'll be 23 in a week, so.
Okay.
So after you hit 23, you can go into the Miss category.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you could have that other opportunity to age into the next category.
Okay.
And then after the Miss category, there's no more going to nationals after that.
Okay. So tell us about going to nationals. Where was it, and what did you do? And
It was
sounds exciting.
It was very fun. I met a lot of friends, and my friend Crystal, who is from a different state, she is the national Miss Queen. So I'm gonna go to Chicago next year and visit her.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you do have methods of communicating with people that you meet, and
Yes.
you make friends at the pageant that you can keep being
Yeah.
friends with. That's nice. I have a feeling it's a lot less cutthroat than some pageants we know about.
It is definitely less cutthroat. There is no, we don't want you to win or lose. We want you to just have a good time and build those friendships. And so it's a very enriching and inviting environment.
Okay. Rachel, you said you're working, and now you have another goal that you were talking about.
Yes.
Tell us.
Well, my goal is I have to write a 250-word essay for this online school called American Public University. I plan on studying to become maybe a teacher or someone working in the special education environment.
That's nice. That's very good. And,
Yeah.
But you have a job now, right? Where do you work?
I work at the local Walmart
Okay.
in Avon.
Yeah, we all know where that is. Well, Marsha probably doesn't. She's from the wrong end of the state.
Yes. I could use GPS and get there though.
Yes, right. Okay, let's see. Just out of curiosity, what do you think is the most important thing that you learned by participating? What did it do for you personally?
It has helped me become a better person to people with disabilities. I have learned from this pageant even before I started this pageant. There was this video that I watched on YouTube of this little girl named Abigail that I met. And she was the 2017 National Teen Queen, and And she is just the sweetest little girl that I have ever met.
Really?
Young lady.
Nice. Marsha, what's the biggest difference that there is in the Miss Amazing concept from what we would normally think of? Obviously, there's a lack of competition. There's more emphasis on support. But, how do you manage to produce a pageant and yet still not enter into the competitiveness that we would normally think of?
Well, we have buddies that pair up with each individual, each
Okay.
participant. And so they work together to work on interview questions and how they're going to walk out on the stage. And so it builds confidence is really the big thing. Once I see somebody come in and they start at the pageant to when they end at the pageant, their confidence has really grown.
Really?
And so they really become more embracive of who they are and very accepting of, I may have a disability, but I am somebody.
So a disability to enable you to be part of this pageant could be what? It's mental, physical, anything?
Any type of disability.
Okay.
So it could be mental, it could be physical, it could be both.
Okay.
If you can't talk, you're still able to come. We know you have different communication devices or sign language that you can use. If you can't walk, you're still welcome to come because we always have a way to have handicap accessible facilities.
Okay.
Anybody with a disability is welcome.
Okay.
And we encourage and hope that everybody will come.
Okay, I looked at some of the videos that that I was sent from nationals. I guess it was Jordan who sent it to me. And there is definitely a wide diversity of talent. How do you organize all this when you start, especially with the national pageant? Were you at the national pageant?
I went to the national pageant in 2016.
Okay.
And I assisted a woman named Margaret Mealy, who
Okay.
became National Queen, Miss Queen 2016.
Okay.
And she is now part of our board. She helps us with our buddy participants. So she does the orientation piece. She works alongside with our other board member, Amy, and they work together on creating the buddy orientation and how that buddy is going to help that participant be the best that they can be.
Okay.
And so just because you go to nationals doesn't mean that you don't have another role inside the Miss Amazing field.
Okay.
And just from start to finish, we start planning now.
Okay.
We are planning now, and we're starting to get our participants signed up now and working together as a big group of our big board on the Miss Amazing Connecticut team so that we can make it as smooth and wonderful for everybody.
That's great. Rachel, I've never heard of this. How did you happen to just the YouTube video? And
Yeah.
then how did you go about getting yourself into the pageant?
I just looked it up online. I applied and then I entered the pageant and then I won my local
Congratulations.
state pageant.
So what kinds of things besides your obviously lovely singing, what other things did you do as part of your part of the pageant?
Well,
You said there's questions? What kind of questions?
they just asked me what my favorite color was, and I told them about my platform, which is Butterflies Matter, which supports the Turner Syndrome Society.
And what is that?
Turner Syndrome is a rare genetic disorder that affects about 1 in 2,500 births, I believe. And I have Turner syndrome, which is a mild form called, which is mosaic Turner syndrome, a matrix of Turner's and XXX syndrome, which causes my learning disabilities, my self-consciousness sometimes. I do feel self-conscious sometimes about my body and about whatever people think of me.
I think everybody feels that way. I don't know anybody, I raised a daughter, and among her and all her friends, I don't think any of them didn't feel the same way. But you said you started a foundation, or?
Well, I started a Facebook group
Okay.
called Butterflies Matter, which is a group for girls and women with Turner syndrome, and I try to create positive messages on the board.
Now, how did you pick butterflies? You just like them, or
Well,
is there a
butterflies
significance?
a butterfly is a symbol for the Turner syndrome community.
Oh, okay.
So that's why. And I chose it because we as people matter.
Absolutely. And you're an amazing representative.
Thank you.
Oh, so this could be anything. How do you handle? I mean, any kind of group activity is difficult. Now you're handling all age groups. Well, not all age groups, but a lot of age groups. The organization that goes into that must be. Do you have flow charts, or how do you keep everything organized? And how long is the pageant? I don't think I asked you that.
The pageant is about 2.5 hours long total.
Okay.
Not everybody does a talent, so talent is optional.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to. You're just required to do interview and formal wear.
Okay.
And so, those are very exciting things. And we do the interview prior to the pageant starting.
Okay.
We do have a whole day where the participants come down and they get paired up with a buddy.
Okay.
So everybody has their own individual buddy, and them together work as a team to go over interview questions and wait for their turn to be interviewed.
Okay.
They help each other get into their formal wear and get out of it.
Okay.
They help them with walking or being pushed onto the stage so that they can walk the right way.
Okay.
And then they also work on a craft. We do crafts
Oh, you do?
in between different things. So we have it staggered. 3 of the sections will go and do interview questions, and then the other 3 of the sections will do their formal wear practicing, and then we'll swap them. So
Okay.
that's kind of what goes into it. So it's like a flow chart. We do have
Okay.
everything organized out that way.
Okay.
Like I said, we do start to plan now. We're going over, who's going to be our MC and who's going
Oh.
to come participate and who's going to be our judges. And we have to have 3 judges, and so we like to work through that.
And what kind of people would be judges?
Well, I can't give that information
Well,
out.
who's been a judge in the past?
Other types of winners of pageants have been our judges in the past.
Okay.
And we've had Miss Connecticut come
Okay.
and be a part of Miss Amazing, which I think is really inspiring for a lot of the girls
Sure.
because Miss Connecticut does a lot.
Okay.
And so we're working on that right now. So a lot goes into it, and you have to start early, because if you start late, then you miss it on all the good people and good
So
things.
I would love to know tell me about your formal wear. And I saw a clip where you have makeup people come in and they do your makeup. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's very fun. You have like these professionals come in and do your makeup for free.
Wow.
And I got to wear this long, beautiful blue dress. Blue is my favorite color.
Is it? Okay. And then do you have an actual, like in a pageant, do you walk around the stage in your
Yes.
gorgeous dresses?
Yes, and they walk with their right-hand man. So the right-hand man
Okay.
can be somebody also with disabilities, or it could be a family member. It
Oh.
could be, sometimes we have firefighters, the military, police officers, come in uniform and help them walk
Yeah.
on the
Oh,
stage.
that's
And I
nice.
got to meet my first-hand man.
That's cute. Who was it?
He is so sweet. His name is Varian, and sometimes I talk to him on Instagram and stuff. Oh, and if you don't know, I have an Instagram account, so follow me at CT Miss Amazing, Junior Miss 2018.
Okay, I mean, I can't help but notice, I mean, you are as connected as any kid that I know. I mean, clearly you have no problem with technology and you know how to use all of it.
Yeah.
Is that how you keep in touch with all the other queens and
Yeah.
the people you've met?
And I met a lot of beauty queens from other states and other countries that are following me.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow. This isn't in other countries too, is it?
We have not
No.
branched out to international yet, but I'm
Okay.
sure that is down the line.
I'm sure it is.
We definitely are conquering, we want to conquer all 50 states first, I believe, before we start
Sure.
trying to go international.
Sure. Now you went to Chicago, right?
Yeah.
How did you like Chicago? I grew up
I
near
liked
there.
it.
Well, not near.
I've been there before,
Okay.
but we actually stayed in the suburbs of Chicago.
Okay.
A little city called Rosemont.
Okay. And the pageant was where?
The
In a hotel or?
Yes.
Okay.
It was at the Hyatt Hotel.
Okay. Sounds,
Yes, and they have lots of different activities that go on at nationals, a PJ party one night, a
Aw.
gala another night, different crafts throughout the day, and different conferences for everybody to get together and get to know each other.
okay. So you mentioned crafts before. What kind of crafts did you do?
We decorated pillowcases.
Okay.
And we did this thing where we tossed the string, where we toss like this yarn, and we toss the yarn and we say what we are amazing. We talk about why we are amazing, and I said, I'm amazing because I love to help other people with disabilities like myself.
Actually, one of the women here at the studio kind of knew who you were, and she said to me yesterday, oh, I know that girl. She has an absolutely beautiful voice. So the word is out. People have heard your voice and they definitely like it. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
What are you hoping to accomplish with this interview? We're trying to get donations, I assume, trying to get more participants, trying to get more people aware of the pageant and what it does and why it does it, which is more important.
I would say all of the above.
Okay.
I would love, and I believe all of the Miss Amazing Connecticut would love for more participants to get our word out. Donations are always accepted. We are doing fundraisers as well because we're completely nonprofit.
Okay, so you're 501c3?
Yes.
Okay.
And
so
I would
tax
love to
deductible.
tell all those girls and people with disabilities in general, set goals for yourself. I see a lot of people with disabilities, they often have to be put in institutions, or they have to be put in hospitals, and I want to tell them that they matter just as much as anybody else does.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's rather inspiring. What are you going to do in terms of trying to get other people? You've essentially, like any kid these days, have established quite a technological network.
Yeah.
So are you encouraging other people to get involved?
Yes.
Okay. How are you going to do that?
Well,
Look, I won.
I'm gonna tell all the other athletes from Special Olympics about this organization so that maybe we can get more girls and women with disabilities involved.
Okay. So if you participate in Special Olympics, you could also participate in Miss Amazing, assuming you're a
Yes.
woman, obviously. Okay.
Yes, you can participate in Miss Amazing no matter what other organizations you participate in.
Okay.
And we love everybody to come. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook.
Okay.
And we would love to get more emails so we could send out some email news blasts
Okay.
and information. So we have some participant flyers going around. I know some of the Special Olympic groups have posted them for us, and so that's been really helpful as well.
Okay, so the Special Olympics people are working with you. They don't consider it, you're taking things away from them, you're working together.
No,
Yes.
some of the towns are really pushing it for us, so
Good.
that's really awesome.
That's great. And that's in all the states, isn't it? Special Olympics?
Special Olympics is in all 50 states.
Yeah, so
Yes.
that's a
Yes.
good thing. Okay.
Even different countries too.
Yeah, Special Olympics is I
It's
guess,
very big.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay. What else have we not talked about? You're going to participate next year, right, Rachel? Or you haven't decided yet?
Yes, I'm going to come next year and give up my crown.
Oh, okay. Oh, that sounds sad.
I know,
Oh,
but I have to give it up for the other girl that's going to win it.
okay.
But you do get to keep your sash, and you do get to keep your actual crown. So you're not
Yeah.
giving away your actual crown. We have a new crown for the new queen.
Okay.
But it's really nice for Rachel to be there to pass off that torch,
Okay.
you know, and say, I'm now passing off my win this year to you, but we can still work together. And we can still fundraise together. We can still do community service together.
Great. Well, believe it or not, our time is up. I do want to thank both of our special guests. The concept of the Miss Amazing experience is so important and such an empowering one. Everyone has a special talent and should have the opportunity to share it and relish the experience. I encourage our viewers to pay attention to this annual event, and if you can support the 2019 Connecticut pageant, which will be held in March in Manchester, you should. Whether you can volunteer or simply make a donation to this wonderful cause, do support it. It changes lives in the most positive way, and we'll have lots of information on our website so that you can do just that.
People think I'm just a stranger passing by. People don't really know me anywhere, but I shouldn't care. Everybody has their own issues, but you shouldn't care, because you're amazing in your own way, and that's what makes you who you are, who you are. People think I'm just a stranger passing by. People don't really know me anywhere, but I shouldn't care. Everybody has their own issues, but I shouldn't care, because I'm amazing in my own way, and that's what makes me who I am, who I am, yay.
Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful day.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.